Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, To Predict or Not to Predict, by Natasha Sing.
Hi, I'm Natasha Sing from Joburg. I'm a senior data analyst. To predict or not to predict, let's see what's happening with Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. If Mr. Willy Wonka's imaginary chocolate factory had to come to life, what would it worth? Well, with brand recognition and variety of products, Mr. Wonka's Chocolate Factory is on par with Cadbury, with the giant Cadbury, and the company is currently worth $21 billion. To replicate this entire operation would cost more than $200 million, including the flying glass elevator. Well, Mr. Wonka's business model definitely has no prediction model to it, and the succession of the company is left in the hands of random kids via a ticket system. This is something that we would not recommend to any business. Most businesses rely on prediction models based on past data to predict future events. Why? For better business decision making and resource efficiency. However, the challenges that we face today is a shortage of skill set. The Oompa Loompas were very not qualified in prediction models. And thereafter, the lack of high quality forecast predictions. The challenge is over. As in Colin's Fay's presentation, he mentioned Facebook is a giant tech company that has R in production. Well, Facebook has developed this cool time series forecasting model called Profit. Profit generates forecasts decomposing for trend, seasonality, and holidays. And analysts don't require specialized skills in time series. Since we're talking about Mr. Wonka's Chocolate Factory, let's talk about the real trends of chocolates. I make use of Google's trends data, looking at a 5-year trend of the interest in chocolates. We can whip up a very cool graph with ggplot. And as you can see, there's definitely yearly seasonality with peaks around the festive season. And you have heard Andrew in his previous talk. There's definitely a peak around Valentine's Day. And then a little peak thereafter in May. And if you look at the global trends, there's definitely, the world follows the same trends, except our guys in Australia, they're a little bit different. Their peak is actually on Valentine's Day. So maybe they should stick to beers. So let's build a simple time series prediction model without any intervention. We call the library Profit. And you have to wrangle your data a little bit because the Profit model takes in 2 columns called the DS for your date and Y, the value that you're predicting. You then call Profit on your data set to build the model. You then call another function called Make Future Data Frame, which you have to stipulate the time periods that you would want to predict. Because our data was collected weekly, on every Sunday, our frequency is week, and we want to predict for a year, so the period will be 52 weeks. We then use the predict function on our model and the future data frame to predict the forecast. And you can plot your forecast. As you can see, with just a few lines of code, you're able to whip up a cool, robust model using Profit. And this model definitely captures our seasonality, and 90% of the data points are within range of the model. With Profit, you can also fine-tune your parameters, and if you call names, you are able to see the different parameters that you can tune. Because we have seen the trends in the special parts of the year, we've built a data frame for all these dates for the special occasions. And very similarly, like before, you can add holiday a parameter to Profit. You can fit the model, make a future data frame, and predict. and obviously plot. This is the model before, and the peaks were very understated, but adding the holiday effect, you can see now the peaks have become more pronounced, and this is definitely a better model if you run a cross-validation. And you can call the profits plot components to look at the trend, holidays, and the yearly seasonality. And if you look at the holidays, we've definitely captured that peak in the special parts of the year. So, to predict or not to predict? Definitely yes. If you're a chocolate company or any company, you should rely on more data science approaches to base your decision making. Thank you.